He sold millions of people a dream that eating raw organs, living like a caveman, and following a few simple rules could turn anyone into a superhuman. But when the truth came out, everything collapsed. This is the story of how Liver King went from internet superstar to one of the most infamous fitness influencers online. A few years ago, it felt impossible to open social media without seeing Liver King. He was everywhere, shirtless, bearded, muscular beyond belief. Whether he was eating raw liver, carrying massive weights, or shouting motivational messages into the camera, people couldn't stop watching. His real name is Brian Johnson, but almost nobody knew him by that. To millions of followers, he was simply Liver King, the self-proclaimed leader of a lifestyle he called ancestral living. According to him, modern humans had become weak. We spent too much time indoors, we relied too much on technology, and we had forgotten how our ancestors lived. His solution was simple: sleep better, move more, spend time outside, build stronger relationships, and most importantly, eat animal organs. Liver King claimed that these principles transformed his life and helped him build his unbelievable physique. For many people, the message was attractive. Some of his advice sounded reasonable. Getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, spending time outdoors, and improving mental health are things most experts support. But Liver King wrapped these ideas inside a much bigger and more dramatic character. Instead of presenting himself as a fitness coach, he presented himself as proof. He wanted people to look at his body and think, if I follow this lifestyle, I can become like that too. That image helped him grow faster than almost anyone expected. His videos collected millions of views. Podcasts invited him on as a guest. Fitness creators reacted to him daily. Even people who thought he was ridiculous couldn't stop talking about him. And that's exactly what made him so successful. But there was another side to the business. As his audience grew, Liver King launched supplement companies built around the same message he was promoting online.
And my kids eat this way. I still eat this way. My wife eats this way. We did this before social media, the Liver King. We're doing it during, we're going to continue to do it after. So what I was not real and or forthcoming about are the PEDs, are the steroids. We still eat raw liver every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We eat raw testicle every day. We have the bone marrow every day. The 9 ancestral tenets is 100% authentic and real.
Instead of eating raw organs every day, customers could buy capsules containing dried organ meats. The marketing was powerful. If Liver King looked the way he did because of ancestral living, then maybe his products could help others get similar results. Sales exploded. Reports suggested his businesses were generating tens of millions of dollars every year. The Liver King brand was becoming a machine, but the bigger he became, the more questions people started asking. Fitness experts looked at his body and became skeptical. Many believed his physique didn't match the story he was telling. His muscle size, body fat levels, and overall appearance looked similar to elite bodybuilders who openly admitted using performance-enhancing drugs. Yet Liver King repeatedly denied those accusations. Whenever people asked if he used steroids, he insisted that his results came from hard work, discipline, and his ancestral lifestyle. For a while, many fans believed him. But behind the scenes, pressure was building, and in late 2022, everything would change. The image that made him famous was about to become the thing that destroyed him. The turning point came in late 2022. For months, fitness creators had been questioning Liver King's claims. The criticism wasn't really about steroids themselves. In the fitness world, many athletes openly admit using performance-enhancing drugs. The problem was that Liver King's entire brand was built around the idea that he didn't need them. He claimed his body was the result of ancestral living. He claimed his lifestyle was the secret. And most importantly, he was selling products based on that message. Then came the leak. Fitness YouTuber Derek from More Dates released a video that would completely change Liver King's career. The video included leaked emails that appeared to show Liver King discussing extensive performance-enhancing drug use with a coach. The documents described various compounds, hormone treatments, and expenses that reportedly totaled thousands of dollars every month. The internet exploded. Almost overnight, the conversation changed from, is Liver King natural, to, was he lying the whole time? Fans who had defended him suddenly felt betrayed. Many people weren't angry because he used steroids. They were angry because they believed they had been sold a false story. For years, Liver King had positioned himself as living proof that eating organs and following ancestral principles could build an elite physique. Now people were questioning whether his appearance had much more to do with pharmaceutical assistance than raw liver. The backlash was immediate. Social media filled with criticism. Former supporters began turning against him. Fitness creators who had once been neutral started making videos breaking down the controversy. And perhaps worst of all, the trust he had spent years building disappeared almost instantly. The situation became impossible to ignore. Eventually, Liver King released a confession video. The loud, aggressive character people had become familiar with was gone. Instead, viewers saw a much quieter Brian Johnson sitting in front of a camera. He admitted that he had lied. He acknowledged using performance-enhancing drugs, and he apologized for misleading his audience.
Because I lied, and I misled a lot of people. I've stated that this is a complicated as fuck topic, at least to me it is, because before social media, I was rich and anonymous, and after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous, and I never expected this kind of exposure in the public eye. It's been tricky as fuck to navigate. Well, clearly I did it wrong. I have tried several peptide combinations in an effort to increase my growth hormone, and it didn't work, meaning that my levels still remained below the normal level. So yes, it's also true that I've tried pharmaceutical grade growth hormone, and I finally found success in managing therapeutic levels in the normal range.
For a moment, some people thought this could be the beginning of a comeback. After all, admitting the truth is often the first step toward rebuilding trust. But many viewers weren't ready to forgive him. The confession confirmed what critics had been saying for years, and instead of repairing the damage, it reminded people just how long the deception had continued. The fallout quickly moved beyond social media. Lawsuits were filed. Critics accused him of misleading consumers. News outlets covered the story. Even people who had never followed the fitness industry suddenly knew who Liver King was. Unfortunately for him, they didn't know him as a health icon anymore. They knew him as the influencer who got caught. The image of the unstoppable primal leader was gone, and replacing it was a completely different narrative. Instead of being viewed as a fitness success story, Liver King was becoming an example of influencer culture at its worst, a larger-than-life character. After the confession, Liver King faced a difficult choice: disappear from the internet entirely, or try to rebuild his image. He chose the second option. In 2023, he launched what many people called Liver King 2.0. This version of the story was supposed to be different. He promised more transparency. He shared blood work. He talked about reducing his dependence on performance-enhancing drugs. And he attempted to convince people that his ancestral lifestyle still had value, even without the exaggerated claims. At first, some viewers were willing to give him a chance, but there was a major problem. Trust is easy to lose and incredibly difficult to regain. Every new video was met with skepticism. Every health claim was questioned. Every transformation update sparked arguments in the comments. Instead of inspiring people, he was now constantly defending himself. As months passed, viewers noticed something else. Without the extreme image that originally made him famous, the content simply wasn't generating the same excitement. The shocking physique was shrinking. The larger-than-life myth was fading, and many fans who had followed him during his rise were no longer interested. The internet had moved on, but the controversies didn't stop. Over time, Liver King's online behavior became increasingly criticized. Former supporters described his content as desperate. Critics argued that he was trying to recapture the attention that had made him famous in the first place.